Alright, so the camera just started on its own, like it be doing, like it do sometimes. So let's just pull out some cards. Create as a customized deck for this read. I think that's enough. I'm gonna pull out a few more. Alright, I just kind of zoned out for a minute. First card out is grandfather on your father's side. So there may be an energy that you can call on in the upcoming days. Okay, it says archangels, please take my worries, fears, and uncertainties and the concerns of my heart. We have they are distancing from you. And we have awakening to your career. So it's given that you may feel energies separating from you, or you may be separating from other energies, other people, nouns, people, places, or things. But it's not in vain. That time that you may have spent with those particular people, you're focusing more on your career and becoming more of a magnet to opportunities in that regards. Okay. We have be emotionally strategic. So that means, be present in the moment, feel the energies, and that's really a great great guidance for me at this time, is a reminder to be present in the energy of joy. Be aware of the energies that are constantly around you, and also the agape love that is always available for you to take advantage of. Meditating with the white light. It's a spirit and ancestor guidance, and we already got, if your grandfather has passed, your grandfather on, in the ethereal realm. If you have your grandfather on your father's side is still here, there may be a conversation that you guys have that opens you up to some wisdom that you could use at this time. But we have here, your peace is no longer negotiable. And so that may be part of the reason why these people are distancing from you, or you are distancing from certain relationships, because it wasn't a place that was safe. You didn't feel safe in that energy. Your heart didn't feel safe with those particular people. And Spirit says you have purged. Okay, so you may feel differently when in contact with these people. Like we have grandmother on your father's side, so your father is really reaching out to you. So this could have something to do with a masculine figure, masculine energy in your life. As we all know, subconsciously we choose people or mates people that we are attracted to in some way, shape, form, or fashion may have characteristics of our parents. Daughters usually date men that, or some in some way, shape, form, or fashion, like their father, and vice versa when it comes to men. Exactly. Make sure what you do is make sure what you do is for you first. And, no longer people pleasing. Uh, and it says if you want it to happen, make it happen. So again, you're awakening your career. You're focusing on your career. Uh, your ancestors on your father's side can definitely be a great help for you at this time. It says all hands are on deck for you. So again, just pray to the archangels to take your worries, fears, concerns of your heart, and uncertainties. Just ask them to take that for you, right? As you are walking along your path, walking along your journey. Alright, is there anything, what particular is grandfather trying to say to the collective? Let's see if we can get some more information there. What is grandfather telling us? What up, Pop Pop? I've never met my Pop Pop. He passed before I was born. But grandfather may be wanting to tell you that you're really mean to yourself. It says, why is it okay for you to talk to yourself like that? You may not encourage yourself in the way that you need to. You may have low self-esteem or a lot of doubt. You may be taking personal this energy from other people, and you got to realize that that is just a way for people to try to manipulate you. And again, it says if they are distancing from you, they cut to this card. It says death is a necessary transition, right? So if they're distancing from you, then that may, lend to an ending of said relationship. And endings are inevitable. The people that that you are distancing yourself from, and they're maybe finally they're going to start distancing themselves from you as well. The relationship was probably based on superficial things. You wanted it to be more. You were serious about it. You were all in, but perhaps the person that you were dealing with, they were in the relationship for show and for clout. They just want attention, and it's a little tough releasing this relationship, or releasing, because in your mind you had a deep bond. And I feel like this person too is just this, they just have so many things occupying their mind. There's really no excuse. You need to stop making excuses for them per previous reads. But yeah, I feel like there's some real emotions there. However, they're just not at the level necessary, or in the space spiritually, emotionally, to give you what you need. Clarifying they are distancing from you is they are not doing shit unconsciously. They're doing it to get a rise out of you. And again, I feel like this constant energy from this person of not validating you, not giving you the energy, emotions. Because like we have to be emotionally strategic, and perhaps this person is being emotionally strategic, but on the opposite end, right? And we already know that people do things and love to be in relationship with people of the collective because of how valuable, our energy is. But we have to distance from that energy because it distracts us. And I feel like in them walking away and you walking away, you are going to be able to focus more on your career, focus more on building your business, right? This relationship, again, had you doubting yourself. You couldn't really see clearly your self-awareness. Awakening your career, we have this card, nurture self-awareness and wait patiently with optimism for the tide to turn, right? You'll be more than ready when it does. So now that you are separating from this person, place, or thing, this noun, you are able to, again, nurture your self-awareness more and wait patiently with optimism for the tide to turn. And I really feel like the tide is going to be turning in regards to your career. Now that you are asking your archangels to take your worries, fears, concerns, and uncertainties, I feel like you made this prayer. Look, because right after this card comes, they are distancing from you, right? So I feel like your archangels are answering your prayers. Take my worries, fears, uncertainties, and concerns of my heart. This person was one of those concerns for your heart, concerns of your heart. This person was someone that, had you negotiating your peace. This was a person that only had you around for show and for clout. It wasn't a deep relationship. Again, they were energy vampires and doing stuff to get a rise out of you. And if you showed that you were bothered by what they did, that's their way of putting their hooks into you. But I feel like this go around, don't communicate it. You may speak up but when it happens, you just like, what, like you're emotionally strategic with your emotions and how you respond to it. So you are, I feel like, just being present in the moment, being present in joy and agape love, meditating with the white light, meditating with your ancestors, and you are eventually going to start getting paid to just exist in some way, shape, form, or fashion. And that's why you have to be emotionally strategic to yourself and also be mindful of how you speak to yourself. Make sure you're speaking life, that you're not allowing worries and fears and uncertainties to ruminate in your head. Okay, clarifying your peace is no longer negotiable. We have I am consistent. And then it says embody the lifestyle. Right? So you need somebody that's consistent. You were negotiating your peace with someone that was not consistent. Their inconsistency stole your peace at times, had you ruminating on fears and worries, and some of those worries could be, well, is this person spending their time somewhere else? Am I not good enough that they can't be consistent? You know what I'm saying? So you need to embody the lifestyle of someone that is consistent. And with you being consistent, with your, dealings with when it comes to emotions and relationships, you need someone that's going to reciprocate that, you know. And this person is not, has not, and you're just done. You have purged. I feel like you have removed this person out of your heart center, um, because again, your peace is no longer negotiable, and you're tired of seeing the same thing over and over to this person. It says solid matter represents frozen sound. So again, you have purged, and it's time for you to again to speak life into what it is that you want to manifest. Let's see what message your grandmother on your father's side has to say here. Let's get a clarifying message on that. Okay. It says awakening greater power. Exactly. We are definitely in the energy of the divine feminine coming back into power herself. And your grandmother on your father's side is celebrating you and encouraging you to continue to awaken to greater power. Again, taking back control over your life, you're no longer allowing your peace to be negotiated. You are nurturing self-awareness, and you're waiting patiently with optimism for the tide to turn. And when it does, you'll be more than ready when those opportunities begin to start magnetizing towards you, and awakening your career, awakening your ability to be self-sufficient financially and in every area of your life. And we got to realize that the way we handle one particular channel or area of our life is how we handle them all. It affects every other area of our life. So we need to be consistent across the board. And if there are people within our lives, relationships with certain people that aren't embodying and supporting the lifestyle and the way we desire to be treated, then we need to release them. We need to let it go, because it's throwing us off balance. It says make sure what you do is for you first. You have inner battles. You have an inner battle with people pleasing. You may have spent most of your life people pleasing, and now the tide is shifting into you putting yourself first. This is new energy for you. But your grandmother says, again, keep awakening to greater power of putting yourself first. Trusting your intuition. Know that you have all decks on hand for you. Your divine forces, guardians, and ancestors. All hands are on deck to help you make it happen. If you want it to happen, make it happen. If you want to embody a certain lifestyle, then make it happen. You have all hands on deck for you. So get to the money. You have 6 months over the next, I feel like over the course of the next 6 months, you are really going to see everything manifest. You're going to be manifesting relationships with people who are consistent. You're going to be manifesting a stable, solid career, and just different forms of making money. And look, bottom of the deck is high vibration. You're going to be tapping again more into increasing your vibration. That's going to bring more people, a high vibratory matter into your life. Just opportunities that you come across are going to be more high vibing, because you have purged, right? You have purged those things that constantly have you doubting yourself, questioning yourself, talking cash money shit to yourself. Like, it's time out for that. So I just saw the letters F, P, and X. And look, and I was just trying to get more cards in regards to you're really freaking mean to yourself. And look, another card, you bully yourself. Alright? You talk so much shit to yourself. Stop it. You know, you may have people around you that encourage you, but you just kind of let it go through one ear and out the other because you're just so used to, you know, the people you trust the most doubting you, not supporting you. And they do that because they want to keep you stuck. So here's the next card. Wanted to keep you stuck, but didn't want to pour into you. You know? They didn't want to do what it took to really keep you in a healthy way. They wanted to keep you unbalanced so that they can continue to siphon from you. But again, here's that question. Is everything done with integrity? So you can ask yourself that question when it comes to this person that you may be dealing with. 99.5 won't do. It says command all evil eyes to go blind and all monitoring spirits to go deaf. This is card said. This is what Grandma is saying. She said, awaken to greater power and command all evil eyes to go blind and monitoring spirits to go deaf. Awaken to greater power and exercise it. You're more powerful than you think. Look at that, stepping into position. That's what Grandma wants you to know. You know what I'm saying? It says keep friends close and enemy far away. You know, there's a saying, you know, keep your enemies closer or whatever. Keep your friends close but your enemies closer. Like, no, we're not doing that. That shit don't even make any sense. Keeping them closer than your friends gives them access to what you're doing, your energy, give them room to where they can, you know, disrupt you. Like, no, we keep them far away, you know, those manipulators. Right? And so, whomever you're dealing with, it says if there's nothing to hide, those people don't mind being challenged. So, challenge this person and see how they react. You know? What we have here, every little bit helps. And then unexpected joy. So you may be receiving some unexpected joy that's going to come and help you to overcome obstacles. Spirit wants you to know that they can mimic your words, copy your style, even try to replicate your success, but they will never hold the essence of what makes you you, and they know it. Right? So this person that you're dealing with could possibly, again, they can't hold the essence of your high vibration, but this person that you were dealing with, they were probably jealous of you, probably, you know, was getting ideas, you know, they were siphoning your energy, and they were siphoning your creativity, and they were profiting off of your creativity. It's time for you to pull back. You know what I'm saying? Like, these people may have watched you struggle when they could have helped, but the heart knows how to let go, and it's time to experience the spiritual closure with this person. And they are freaked out by how powerful you are and your ability to release them and to create a brand new existence for yourself. You can call on the energy of Metatron to help you through this separation, because you're just simply not an energy match. This person may be a narcissist that is calculatedly trying to destroy you, but there's going to be an end to that. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be an end to that. do have life partner and safe travel. So I do feel like, someone is going to come into your life. It's going to help assist you in this journey, in getting back to yourself, overcoming doubt. We have spaciousness on the bottom of the deck. But it says entities want you upset with other people or yourself so you don't see they are the culprit. Call them out with consciousness. So call these entities out. Greed, patriarchy, misogyny. These are the energies that these people are harboring, which have them treating you in the way that they have been neglecting you emotionally. But again, nurture self-awareness and wait patiently with optimism for the tide to turn. Know that things are going to turn in your favor. Again, you're going to find a life partner that is safe to travel this journey with. You're going to find stability in your career, and being a leader. You're going to find stability in grounding and knowing just how really amazing you are. And you're going to really get that deep into your spirit and your soul. It's going to be a lot of work because it's been decades upon decades upon decades of you doubting yourself. But I feel like we are coming into a space of reversing that. Reversal magic type of shit. So the doubt card says offering all to the divine doesn't mean negativity never arises. But you can say, free me from this prison of doubt. I cast this burden to you. Show me your will and restore me to faith and confidence. So this is a great card to help combat that energy of you're really freaking mean to yourself, you bully to yourself, you talk too much shit to yourself. Stop it. And that's the doubt. So here we go with the solution and the prayer. Free me from this prison of doubt. I cast this burden onto you. And remember, that was one of the second cards that came out. Archangels, please take my worries, fears, uncertainties, and concerns of my heart. Right? So we have that prayer, and then we have this one as well. So these are two statements that we can write on a right burner release. This is something that we want to, get rid our energy and aura from. So do a right burner release with those. Right? So again, it says, free me from this prison of doubt. I cast this burden to you. Show me your will and restore me to faith and confidence. Free me from this prison of doubt. I cast this burden to you. Show me your will and restore me to faith and confidence. And then the next card is spaciousness. It says, what do I no longer need? Help me, God, to release whatever people, places, or things that drain my vital essence. It's basically what this read is about. We already said this person is an energy vampire. What is that? They are not doing shit unconsciously. They are doing it to get a rise out of you. And these are people that need to be released. And I'm always calling out the nouns that you need to release, people, places, and things. And this card specifically says that. So again, let me read that again. Help. What do I no longer need? So this is something else that can be written on the right burner release. So we need to do this tonight. Make sure you do this when you see this reading. Get you some parchment paper, or if you ain't got parchment paper, just regular paper will do. And write out what you want to release. What you want your spirit guides and your divine team, your guardians, your ancestors to take from you. Right? We want them to free us from this doubt of prison. We want them to take what we no longer need and to help us release whatever people, places, or things that drain our vital essence. We want our archangels, spirit guides, divine forces, ancestors, guardians to take our worries, fears, uncertainties, and concerns of our hearts, right? And to show us what will fill us with enthusiasm and joy, and to show us show us their will, show us the will of the Most High, and to restore us to faith and confidence. Okay. So that's what we're going to write on our right verb and release. Let's get an Akashic record card, and then we'll go ahead and close out this reading. Have faith, right? This card says, show me your will and restore me to faith and confidence. Right? And then we have the have faith card come out. And look at that, trust in yourself, bottom of the deck. Which combats the first energy that Grandpa told us. Like, Grandpa said, you really mean to yourself. And that's the thing, you may have experienced that type of verbiage from men in your life. That's why Grandfather is saying it, you know? And that's the reason why we repeat it to ourselves, because as a woman, we live in a patriarchy. Not even as just a woman, even men, you know, base their lives off comparison to other men, and women base their lives of what men think women should do and be, and all of that. Time out for that. Again, the mother is making her comeback, and she is making her presence known. The have faith card said it is not always easy to have faith and trust that everything is going to be okay. Yet still, you must do exactly that, because when you have faith, your life will begin to flow in magical ways that you never imagined were possible. And then the trust in yourself card says, you've got this. You've worked hard to get this far, and you have the ability to create the things you desire. Learning to trust in yourself and your abilities will take you to your highest timeline, okay? There's no way that you truly trust yourself and your abilities and trust that your abilities will take you to your highest timeline if you are mean to yourself and bullying yourself and talking shit to yourself. You know what I'm saying? You may experience that from family members, even feminine, female family members that operate more in their masculine energy because of patriarchy, whatever. You may have gotten that type of hate and jealousy, envy, and that aspect as well. But again, which is why, you know, that's the record that's been playing over and over in your head. Self-doubt, low self-esteem. We're always, you know, indoctrinated with what we need to do to look good and to look better with commercials, TV, social media, all of the things. But again, we need to stop bullying ourselves, stop being mean to ourselves, and have faith. Even though it's not always easy to have faith and to trust that everything is going to be okay, yet still we must do exactly that, because when you have faith, your life will begin to flow in magical ways that you never imagined were possible. So these are, I feel like once we finish doing our right, burn, and release, these are the two things that we need to focus on and meditate on, with the being emotionally strategic card and being in the present moment. We need to be in the present moment. We need to sense all of the loving energy that is around us. And this definitely our grandfather and grandmother on our father's side, even our father if they're in the spirit realm as well. We need to be present, enjoy, and in agape love that surrounds us constantly. Our ancestors, divine forces, and guardians, archangels, right? And just have faith, you know, having faith and trusting that everything is going to be okay. Because it says, because when you do that, your life will begin to flow in magical ways that you never imagined possible. When you have faith, your life will begin to flow in magical ways that you never imagined were possible. When you have faith, your life will flow in magical ways that you never imagined were possible. Trusting yourself. You've got this. You have got this. You got this. Okay? You've worked hard to get this far. And you have the ability to create the things you desire. You have the ability to create the things you've desired. You've worked hard to get this far, family. And you know it. You've worked hard to get this far. There's been many people that's been trying to take you out and to taint your view on life and to make you doubt yourself. It says learning to trust in yourself and your abilities will take you to your highest timeline. Learning to trust in yourself and your abilities will take you to your highest timeline. Okay? So that's what I have for you, family. I hope that helped in some way, shape, form, or fashion. I love you all, and until next time.